Hello there everyone and welcome back to another one of these commentary battles in Masters of Europe mod. It's part of my being challenged here by Vice Coffin to his Battle of Bros series. Anyways, let's quickly go over what units I have. Let's start off with the cavalry. I've got 4 units. 2 mounted Jaegers. I got 1 over here and then 1 over there. Then I bring my Freikorps, very good units, and I'm able to surprise them quite often with very good results. So I've got 2 of these, and then I obviously have 2 of the line infantry of the Freikorps as well. Then for my main line infantry we got the reserve Krumpa? I'm not entirely sure how you're supposed to pronounce that, but it's some form of reserve infantry that I've got as my main line. And then as my 2 elite units, I've got 2 units of, let's see where we have those guys, over here. Live infantry, and I chose these guys because they've got very good accuracy skills. So these are very good infantry units. Let's see, yes, thick cannons as well. I've got 2 horse-drawn artilleries, and then I got 2 howitzers. We actually played this battle once before, but it crashed halfway through, and since it was the sort of first since this, well, what it is that we continue with the armies, the same army. And since this is stage 2, we've switched up. There was no real point of me holding on to the old army I had. Anyways, it's a bit complicated. So I've got a new army and I was able to change it in between the crash. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Wise Coffin has. So he's got 6 units of horse-drawn artillery, which are really good if you want to move them out quickly, but he's decided to move them in a thick formation here, so I'm not sure if he wouldn't have just gone with normal cannons or maybe 12-pounders or something, because these are only 6-pounders. But he's got 3 of them here in the main, in the front here, and then he's got 2 of these Jaeger units. Or light infantry for the Russians. Cavalry of 1812. He's got 2 of those. We can't see one because it's hidden. I think maybe he has 3 units. I can't remember. Then is his sort of main line. He's got a very expensive unit or a very elite unit. He's got the Grenadier lines. You can actually take a look at this one, since it's not close to the artillery. So we got these guys, really good melee. Not sure about their accuracy or their fire rate and so on, but given that they're Russian Grenadiers, I'm pretty sure they got some beast melee stats. And as we're going to see later on, they've got some pretty good morale stats as well, unlike a lot of my units and so on. And there we go, there's the other Jaeger unit, and the cavalry is not very good in terms of morale, since they break quite often. Then he's got 2 mounted Jaegers, just like I do. So we've got 2 units here with carbines. It's gonna ride around and shoot at each other. And then he's got 1 guard lancer unit right here, and then I forgot the general on my side. We'll take a look at that, but he has Kutuzov as his general. Most of his artillery is flying into the mountain here. I'm going to talk a bit about why that is. And here we got my general, which is Johann von Scharnhorst. Don't recognize him. My force is starting to march up. Main plan is to place the howitzers here, fire upon him, and sort of force him to come to me. I'm also planning to move my horse-drawn artillery over here, claim this hill, and be able to fire upon his cavalry, weakening his army's mobility. Now, as you can see, his cannons have been firing straight into this hill for the entire start here, mostly because these 4 units are hidden, so you can't see these. But they've been just keep pounding this hill. I'm not sure if he's trying to dig the entire hill away, but the reason is because he hasn't played a lot of Napoleon. He's played a lot of Empire, and in Empire I believe that the cannons actually, when the cannonball leaves the cannon in Empire, it takes a more howitzer-like approach. So that's why he is missing me. Plus, you can't really see the tracer after the... There we go, my howitzer started firing. You can't really see the cannonballs. They go a lot slower in vanilla Napoleon, so you can actually sort of see where they land and stuff. So here you really have to just watch the splash points to see if your artillery piece is hitting. Also, it's pretty. He's not, or what I've noticed is, I don't think he goes in and zooms to actually check that, say, the musket units or the infantry firing can actually see what they're shooting at, so they're not shooting into a wall or anything. And same for his artillery, because he's going to do that quite a lot, and he's not going to be aware maybe of all the different angles and the ranges and so on. Oh, I moved over the artillery. It's not going to go too well for these guys. They're going to be, since when they're not unlimbered, they have a tendency to die very easily. One cannonball flying through the side could easily take out the entire unit. And we're going to have, actually one unit's going to lose only one of these, and they're going to rout. Luckily for me, they're going to come back. But we can see here, I've actually chosen to... I have claimed the middle of the field, and right now I control the 2 hills on the field. So I have a great advantage. I'm not entirely sure if he had a plan
Our men
for this
are running, sir.
Map. I know the map. He doesn't, but seemingly he had... when he started deploying, he could obviously have seen... He saw the field, but seemingly he had no plan for... claiming either of the hills, and keeping a defensive position out here in the open is not very good. It's got a pretty good forest here, which he could have stationed some units, say for instance these 2. Instead he's going to station them just here at the end, so they're actually visible, and they're going to take a lot of damage from my howitzers. For the main part of the battle is mostly going to go down sort of in this area here, and then we're gonna have cavalry skirmish back and forth over here. Was a bit worried here because he's moving his cavalry quite close, and I was afraid it was going to charge, so I switched to canister ready to fire if they came up through here. They didn't, and instead we got a bit of skirmish here. I shot 6 of his men, but his unit is 90 men while mine is 80, so one of his unit actually still outnumbered. Oh, here we're gonna go and take a look at his artillery. Seems to be really bloody accurate, because they're gonna take out all these artillery pieces, or these 2, and both of these horse-drawn carriages. So I'm only gonna have 1 cannon left in the end that's gonna be manned by 17 people. Problem here is I was gonna move this around here to support them, so we got 2 horse units here. Unfortunately I didn't micromanage well enough, so they went this way, and quite a few artillery or cannonballs flew through here, taking out quite a bit of my cavalry. Now this unit's gonna break, because they've lost 3 of their cannons and all their carriages. But they're gonna come back, and we're gonna have 17 people manning 1 cannon. I'm moving these guys up, but I'm worried because these are close by and we got horses, so I didn't really check. So if you actually look here, they don't actually... what I should have done is I should have placed them here so they could actually fire down through the hill. Placing them up here, they can't actually fire at anything coming up through them before it actually comes to this point, which is very dangerous. But he's never able to get that close. And also he tries to shoot, which actually covers my artillery, because when he shoots, it's gonna hit the lip of the hill rather than my guys. So that's good. So it actually covers them for that. But these guys, I was hoping to have them here to spray canister in this area. It's not gonna go very well. Luckily for me though, he moves really close, and well, there's no, as you can see, there's no support for this unit, and this unit can't form square. And I've got a horse unit right here, and for some reason he's gonna march them up. I'm not sure if he was gonna charge them, melee charge them, or if he I think he actually stops to shoot at them. And we can see, if you stand here you can't see the... yeah, he's gonna stand here so you can't actually see them. Somehow my artillery though managed to spray canister across them, but you can't actually see the artillery here. And there's a lot of horsemen waiting around here for a light unit that can't form square, so they're already a bit scared. So he's gonna lose that unit. On this side there's not a lot going on. These guys try to charge my infantry. I saw it quite early, formed square. They're just gonna stand there for a bit. And these guys just gonna keep taking these howitzer shots. Until they basically lose, both of them lose half of their manpower. So they're down to like 80 men. This one's already down to 100, so it lost 59 men. And this one's lost quite a few as well. These guys gonna move. I'm not sure where he's gonna move these, if he's gonna move them over here, because once again he's gonna send them unsupported. But then I spring my trap, and we kill 3 people. Actually 5, 6 people. And then I move over my second unit there as well to start firing at them. Although the Jaegers are actually better at accuracy, have better accuracy than my men. So there's not a lot of offensive movements back and forth through this battle. I've got a good position, so I really don't need to move on his men at this point. And also, he's got these really good grenadier units, really expensive ones as well. And he's covering, he can cover his side with cannon, so I don't want to move my cavalry into that. So there's no really point for me to pushing forwards, and he's too passive to figure out an attack plan on my position. So I'm not entirely sure how he thinks he can sort of change the situation in his favor. Since, as we can see, I hold the 2 main hills, and I hold a very good position, and I haven't lost very many men. And in total, men killed in this battle for my side is going to be 164 compared with his 650 something. So there's quite a disparity there in the people killed. I'm still going to have some people rout, off the field, but in terms of who dies, he's gonna lose 600 men, 650 dead. Oh, the Jaegers? Ah, yeah, the Jaegers are firing on these guys. I'm not entirely sure why I moved these guys out. I really wanted just to provoke him, I guess, to attacking my hill. He never even moved to contest the hill, he was just sitting there. And once again, probably because of the way the Empire cannons works, maybe, he thought that he could actually hit my men, but most of the time he's just hitting the mountain there, just digging away at the mountain. Oh yeah, at certain points he's gonna start trying to move his artillery pieces, but in that case I'm just gonna do what he did to my pieces when they were moving, because they're very vulnerable once they're moving, and so I'm able to take out quite a few of them throughout this. And now we got some firing back and forth there. Although the Jaegers are actually, as I said, they're better at, I think they got better accuracy and probably better range. Plus they're in cover, or this one is in cover. So the Freikorps is not going to do that well. And over here we got some. I think this one is the unit that actually the first one of mine that's gonna rout. And probably actually, now when I think about it, the only one that's gonna rout. So it's gonna be able to rout this one. But since I've got my artillery here, I can destroy any of his cavalry units that finds itself in the open. And then once they get close, I can charge them with my second unit there hiding in the woods. As we can see here, that's not going very well for my Freikorps, and I'm gonna have to pull them back into the forest. One thing though is that these guys are running, sir. I think these guys, he actually clicked on targeting these guys. So at a certain point here, they're gonna start moving up to follow these guys. And then they're gonna be torn to shreds by the reserve unit there. We got another artillery piece that tried to move away, or that he limbered and he was gonna move it, and I hit it with cannonballs to destroy it. And did I send his my cavalry units going away? I'm not sure. Did I send his one away as well? Or maybe it's going into hiding in there. But we can see these guys are actually targeting these guys and not these, which are actually firing at them, which is going to be a problem for these guys. And at a certain point I'm going to realize that these guys are losing too many men, and I'm pulling them back, and then these guys are going to follow because he specifically target them, and they're going to slowly just walk in front of these guys. Grenadiers, we can see here. There's 71 men, and you can see just everyone lying dead everywhere. I'm not entirely sure if he forgot about it or what's going on here. He's trying to attack the forest over here, but
Sir, our general is under attack.
No, he's not. It's like one single shot whizzed past him, and oh no, he's under attack. What he could have done here is he could have done. Because they're kind of lonely here, this unit, and they're only really supported by another one up here, which is the closer one that could come in. So what he could have done is he could have done a fake charge, forced me to form square. He could have moved the grenadiers really close, fired off like a volley if he kept them to hold fire and everyone's ready reloaded, and then he could charge in with the superior melee skill at these reserve infantry. And even though they got 2 chevrons, they're pretty shit compared with Russian grenadiers, so he could have easily taken that one out, and that's like one thing he could have done. But then to continue on his attack on the hill, probably not, because I would have been able to pull these 2 up. and switch this one around, and so he could have pulled back, but he could have taken this one out, and he could have had just a cavalry roaming around to for any follow-up. I don't have any cavalry here, so I don't have fast movement around there, but instead he's going to try to fire at them. He's standing in a thicker formation than my men. My men are more in a spread out formation, or they're dragged out in a longer formation. Also, they're in a forest, so that's going to absorb quite a few of the shots. The unit that was hiding in the forest were finally taken out by my guys. I think we're going to see them moving up now. I'm pulling the Freikorps back, and these guys who have been purposefully selected to attack the Freikorps is going to follow, and they're going to be shot down by these guys. And off they go. Right. He's sort of gonna do what I said. He's gonna go ahead and charge, and we can see my guys. They actually went down to red in morale there.
One of our units has used all its
but I was able to form square quick enough, so their charge ultimately was useless, and it wasn't really supported by the ineffective fire by the grenadiers either. So I'm still in control of this forest. And I'm still in control of this forest, I'm still in control of this hill, and with this cavalry I would say that I control most of this side as well. So I control most of the map, and he is slowly losing artillery pieces. It's not going too well for him. I feel confident. Time to press the attack a bit. Maybe I can drag him closer to my hill, sort of move out, shoot a bit at him, retreat back, and get him to follow me. And we're gonna see what goes down. He's actually gonna start moving up more of his men now. But at some point here he's actually gonna choose which part of the sort of special rules we have for this sort of challenge thingamajiggy is that you can pull back to sort of save your force, since the battles are continuations on each other, or at least when we have the same generals. So start off here, it's going pretty good for me. I've got 2 units firing on 1 grenadier unit that's pretty broken up. But that's going to change because he's going to bring in this one and this one, so suddenly there's 3 on 2. And my 2 units are focusing on this one, which they shouldn't. I should have switched. So this one should have fired on this, and this one should have fired on this. Maybe even move this one up to fire on this. So I'm gonna start taking heavy casualties here. Especially since these guys got pretty good accuracy, since they're a light infantry Jaeger unit. And my 2 units are still gonna focus on this one, which is the unit that is furthest away and the least a threat to them. So there's a bit of my mistake in micromanagement. At this point he actually had a pretty good chance of taking the hill if he had concentrated more infantry over here because of this mistake I made. And some more melee charges from the Russian grenadiers. I lost a bit more than I said. I think I said, what did I say, 164 or something. It's actually closer to 200. 196 men from my side were killed, but he lost still 3 times as much, 614. And he decided there that he's gonna pull back before he actually loses a lot of units. And we're gonna pull back, and he's going to defend at Waterloo for the next battle, which is going to be a lot interesting. It's probably the best battle after maybe the first one he's going to do. I'm still going to win, but he's going to inflict quite a lot of damage because, of course, it is Waterloo, and I think everyone who played Napoleon knows how difficult it is to attack at Waterloo. Anyways, the highest killer was the reserve, which I believe were these guys that stood here, that was able to shoot down the Jaegers. And then the howitzers did a lot because they shot the grenadiers. Horse-drawn artillery because it killed off a lot of horses. And then my two horse Jaegers, mounted Jaegers, killed a lot, and one of the Freikorps units killed a lot. I never used my Freikorps cavalry, I never used my light infantry, and these two units of reserve didn't really do that much. Well, yeah, so here we go. This was the third battle in this Game of Bro challenge, and I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!